The children will groan. It's the final weekend of summer, but we've got the NFL, and we're underway on EA Sports. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
Let's go. 26-yard line.
Let's go now. 10-2 start.
Hey, pick your
80 weapons.
Check 43.
Fight.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. Complete. The tight end, Kelsey. Give him 3 there on the first play of the game, and it's second down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Hey. Go.
Here's the first carry now for Todd Gurley. And he'll get about 4 across the 30 to the 32.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
And they'll look to avoid an early 3 and out here on 3rd and 4.
Hey, wahoo!
Mike 22's coming, 22's coming, Mike. Time to go, night. Mike 22. You ain't going nowhere. Mike 22.
He'll look to throw. Able to find Isabella. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. And a nice gain of 21 yards. So opening drive, 3rd down, they complete the slant to move the sticks.
And ordinarily, it's a high percentage pass when you throw it. And receivers like to run that route because it gets the ball in their hands pretty quickly. Just a couple of quick steps upfield, break towards the middle, the ball should be there, and then they can do some work afterwards.
On first down, it's Gurley. Justin Simmons up from his safety spot to make the tackle.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Hey, Zoo.
Mike 22. Here we go, Geary.
Here's a 2nd and 7. A battle for it, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Kareem Jackson. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. Andy Isabella was the intended target. They told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
And don't think they were above all week long pointing out to their defense that the other defense is rated higher than them. You going to let that happen, guys? Is that how we're going to play? And they responded to the challenge.
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 15. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape, he's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
An 11-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Chiefs first down. Relatively small sample size, but that's his longest run of the first quarter. Bounced it out to the outside to make it successful.
And to get there, you actually need some help. It's not just your pure speed getting to the corner, making sure that the blocking is taken care of inside so the pursuit doesn't get you. And oftentimes, those wide receivers, tight ends that might be flexed out, they've got to control the edge and make sure no one from the outside can spill the play before he gets there.
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
Anytime the offense shows what they call a shot play or a chunk play where they're trying to get big yardage, sometimes people just call it gadget plays, and you hold it to a gain that we just saw there, you feel pretty good about yourself as a defense.
They'll swing this complete out to Hill. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
6-6, pull it high. Bravo.
45 to Mike, 45 to Mike.
I'm not ready. Hey, check Mike 45.
Here's 2nd and 8. It's Kelsey on the ground. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
On play action, they'll throw. Caught, Kelsey, left side. And this won't be enough. A good secure tackle, and they stop him a few yards shy at the 46.
One of the money routes for any offense, the drag route. So tough to defend because the receiver can stop at any point and make himself available to the quarterback and get a completion. But I love the communication we saw there. All the defenders pointing out the receiver, where he was going, and then they're able to rally to the ball after the catch and stop him short of a first down.
And how about the call here? They need 2 yards in their own territory on 4th down, and they're going to go for it.
Watch the ship, watch the ship.
They're running with Garland. And he gets it down to the 48, enough for the first. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a first down.
The one thing I have learned about this league, more and more, you've got to take some chances. You know, if you play everything conservatively and play everything exactly like, okay, I know what to do in each situation, I don't think you're going to get very far. I love the call there, going for it, even on his own side of the field.
Yeah, and even though you're on your own side of the field, they were creeping towards midfield, so not as crazy as if they were back at their own 20.
Showed a little faith in the defense too, right?
Yep. The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard.
36, 36. He's coming. Double up. He's coming. Double up.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
We want it. Come to my work.
He'll look to throw. Short throw hauled in by Kelsey. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Here we go.
On 2nd down, it's Armstrong. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
But they're getting ready to go to work now in prime real estate after that last run. Found his spot and picked up nice yardage, didn't he?
And now he's got him knocking on the door of the red zone. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
And normally we would talk about this more with basketball players and football players, but let's adopt it in this case. He's a stat sheet stuffer.
Had the interception earlier, now a sack. What, he just needs a touchdown for the trifecta.
That's about all he needs, and he's going to go for it.
Back to throw here. And a big loss here as he's taken down.
Well, no Texas start to have a good drive, quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long.
Look, squeeze.
Watch the safety creep.
Get it.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. He's going to let this go for the end zone. This is caught by Hill for a Chiefs touchdown. Tyreek Hill, his 3rd touchdown now on the year, as his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon. The point after through the raindrops, up and good, and it's now a 7-0 game. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. It hasn't gone particularly well for them, that's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. Now Locke, he lost the football. It's out, and it's picked up by the Chiefs. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line.
All these years we've been watching the game, I start to get the sense that whenever it rains out, those guys who have to touch the ball and carry it, they're extremely resentful about that weather.
Yeah, I'm just happy I'm not resentful that we have a roof over our heads. I know that much.
Yeah, maybe we won't fumble our play sheets here as we just saw the fumble happen on the field.
A run with Gurley there on first down, going to get about 4 yards. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it 2nd down.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
High 7.
Check it back.
2nd and 6. This is caught by Hill for a Chiefs touchdown. Tyreek Hill with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Chiefs are able to extend their lead. Extra point safely through. And that'll make the score 14-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off at the 38. He had his eyes on the end zone. He got close. At least he set the offense up nicely, but he's probably mad he didn't take that one to pay dirt.
I agree with you, and you know he's going to get teased because he didn't get it all the way into the end zone. But if they don't score now, if they don't get a touchdown, he won't just get teased. They'll be glaring at him. How'd you not score?
It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal.
Well, he did get a taste the previous week. He got into the end zone trying his best to get there in this game. So far, he's been denied.
Here we go. 18 Gator.
Check, 47. It's our time. It's our time, guys. It's our time.
They'll go with the keeper. And he's going to take it into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. It's their quarterback on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Chiefs are able to extend their lead. The extra point up and good. And it's now 21-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. Fielded about a yard deep. Now a hit and a loose football. And it's picked up by the Chiefs. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
It's 2nd and 8 at the 17-yard line.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
You can't block me. Tighten up, tighten up, tighten up. Check. Check hot route. Hot.
And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long.
Hey, Delta.
Check Mike 45. Check Mike 45.
Watch the run.
Ready.
Now back to throw. And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete, certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up 4th down.
Harrison Butker on for the field goal. A 38-yard attempt.
And the kick by Butker is good. And that stretches this lead even further. It's now 24-0. The bottom line, tremendous starting field position, really squandered there as they wind up going backwards and then come up with just 3.
Well, getting the 3 turned out to be important. I can imagine the head coach when he ordered the field goal. Please salvage something out of this drive. That was not fun to watch.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the 2nd quarter, but you're down.
Want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll be a loss of 1, and they're going to have a 3rd down.
And it's 3rd down.
Let's go now. 10 Lobo.
I'm coming after you.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Well, throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
This team is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. It came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him, because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Second and 10. And incomplete.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they did incompletions on 1st and 2nd down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the first down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And he fires one that's intercepted. Isaac Yiadom in there to pick it. And they'll start out with great field position at the 47-yard line in enemy territory.
And Brandon, the passing game for both of these teams is going to be affected as the game goes along. It's not looking like the rain's going to let up anytime soon. So that might mean a few more wobbly passes and wide receiver slips. And this one winds up getting intercepted.
And on the stop, Damontae Kazee.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Denver. A big play there. His first touchdown of the new season as they are now on the board here in the first half. Extra point from McManus is good. And that'll make it 24-7. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
At their own 19-yard line.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. Still more than a minute to go, so there is time if they want to mount something here.
Not only time, but they have 3 timeouts at their disposal as well, so that changes everything that you're doing here. Without those timeouts, you can only work the sidelines, hoping to get out of bounds. Here, the middle of the field is still available because you can call timeout and regroup.
Now a throw for the All-Pro Kelsey is complete, and he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. Give him 13 yards there and a Kansas City first down. This quarterback now hitting on 2/3 of his passes, 10 for 15 so far. 1st and 10.
Come on, come on. 4-7's the mic, 4-7's the mic. Pick it up, pick it up.
They're going to look to throw. Pitch and catch here to Travis Kelce. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a first down.
His position, and he's listed as a tight end, but he certainly doesn't run like one, and that's what we're seeing more and more coming into the league. Those guys who can run, make plays after the catch, and gain that additional yardage.
And using that speed there to turn it into a pretty nice little game. Here comes carry number 10 for Gurley. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. The Chiefs now going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1.
Break. Check, 45 the mic. Watch the screen, watch the screen. Watch the screen.
Hey, seam 6. Seam 6.
45. Mike, 45. Here we go.
Now.
The play action fake. They'll look to throw. That ball complete to Isabella. And he is down at the 48. A pickup of 4 that started at 148-yard line and ended at the other. A nickel set defensively for the Broncos here on 3rd down.
Watch the screen. Shoot. Check.
Get it.
And they're going to mark took him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. Now another timeout called for by the offense, as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. And no move to get the offense off the field. They'll stay put on 4th and 1.
Yo, go, go. Big grip.
Here we go. It's Gurley. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. The Chiefs quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1.
First and 10 at the 40-yard line.
The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down.
Key in 21.
Hey, let's get this. Jack!
Hey, Zoo.
Watch the twins.
Looking to throw. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And it'll be intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Time here for likely one play, then off to the locker room, and they're going to have some adjustments to make.
They certainly will, and I think a lot of people are thinking to themselves, all right, take the knee, get out of here, regroup. But how will the head coach and his staff approach halftime? Will it be angry? Will it be clinical? Will they be calm? Will they just let it all out? Who knows? I'd love to be a fly on the wall for this one, though. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. This will be taken in at the 1. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room. And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it now. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. Setting up the screen for Cook. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up third down.
Time to give a little credit here. That was an excellent read by the guys on the defensive side of the ball.
Oh, you're crediting your defense.
Got to credit them on that one because they tried to fool him, right? Tried to trick him. Ran a screen, and they went to it and smothered it for a long time.
And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off near the 26. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit. And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his second season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
Come on.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Bradley Chubb doing what he does best, getting that sack. So they come out of the locker room trailing, but plays like that, they won't be trailing much longer. Defense really starting out well this second half.
Yeah, they knew they had to jumpstart things a little bit. They really struggled in the first half trying to slow them down, but now they had a plan, made that adjustment that we always talk about, and it worked very well on that play.
And mark him down way up close to the 40 at the 39. That one good for 26 and a first down. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Ready.
They'll set up to throw. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off near the 42. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line.
Ready up. Hey, high 7.
45
Now.
After the turnover, here's Locke. Hit from behind, and he's going to be driven down. Calais Campbell finding his way home for the sack. Well, you don't usually get a sack from a nose tackle spot, but we got one there.
No, we don't, and a lot of the times in passing situations, they end up off the field anyway. So how happy was he to work his way back to the quarterback and put him on the ground? He's going to end up with a nickname after something like that, some big jelly or something like that.
Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a third down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down.
Check 45 to Mike. Check 45 to Mike. Let's go, Heavy. Let's go, Heavy. Tell me what you got. What you got, Heavy?
Big grip. Big grip.
On third and long, it's Locke. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on third down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a fourth down decision.
And here now the punter, Martin, booming this one away. And a great job here. This is going to turn out to be a beauty. This is marked down at about the 3-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. They'll start out on the ground with Gurley. And that gets him a little room as he'll take this up over the 10-yard line. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. The last run got 9. That leaves them with 2nd and a yard.
Wide, get wide. Switch it.
Hey, Delta. 5.
Another carry now for Gurley. Todd Gurley, wave goodbye. He's at the 50, the 40. Past the 20, 10, and they're going to have this way down deep in Denver territory. A big run there by Gurley. 81 yards. So that's about as long a non-scoring play as you're going to see from inside their own 10 to 1st and goal. On 1st and goal, Gurley. And that'll move him a little closer as he takes it from the 7 down to the 4-yard line.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Ready.
They'll come out in the pistol. 2nd and goal from inside the 5.
Hey, Charlie.
97's the mic. 97's the mic. It's been a long day for you. 97's the mic.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. It'll go as no gain on the play, and now they're looking at a 3rd and goal.
Brings up 3rd and goal.
Okay, ready?
Again, we'll see the pistol here.
Here we go. Hey, watch it. You go tight. You got tight. You got tight right there.
3rd and goal, Gurley. And not even back to the line of scrimmage this time as they're on him quickly once more.
Watch out.
Brings up 4th and
You
goal.
draw Corker. Hey, Alpha.
You run. 97's the mic. 97's the mic. You ain't got nothing.
Yes.
97's the mic. 97's the mic. I got you.
Buzz.
Now with just 1 second showing on the play clock, we're going to get a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. Butker's kick here is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So that drive began at their own 3. They wind up getting 3 out of it.
And to me, the mentality to begin the drive, that was probably the key to everything. Let's just make sure we take care of the football, give ourselves some room, and maybe punt it away. Instead, it started at the 3, and it ended with 3 points.
Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27. The Broncos onto the field ready to start their next drive. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him. All right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But, hey, listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
First down, here's the run with Cook. Tyrann Mathieu there to make the tackle.
Oftentimes we praise an offense for their variety of being able to hit people with the run in the pass. But in this game, how about what we're seeing from the safeties? They are all over the field. Doesn't matter if they threw it or if they're trying to run it.
I don't think we've ever awarded an MVU, most valuable unit, but you're right, it might go to them in this game.
I like that, MVU. Well done.
They run it again with Cook. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down. Throwing now is Locke. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. Denver has the first down. The play going for 15 yards. Felt compelled to go for it there on 4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They got it done.
And there's always a lot of pressure on a 4th down call. Doesn't matter the distance. You still have to get it done, as you noted, and they did.
Let's pick it up. It's our time, guys. Our time. Let's get off the field.
On 1st down, Locke. And he's taken down. A Chiefs sack. Tack McKinley. He's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front. Nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line.
The Chiefs pick up the first down 10 at their own 35-yard line.
The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. That turnover might just about do it. Here, 4th quarter, the lead that you've got, they can just run the football, run the clock.
Exactly right. They played smart, couple of first downs, and this one should just about be over.
Gurley with a carry on 1st down. He'll only get a couple. 2nd and 8 forthcoming. The big man, Jarrell Casey, in on the stop.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they won't put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
Hey, Zoo.
97's the mic. 97's the mic.
He'll drop to throw. Eluding the pressure right, and that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. So now it's 3rd and long, because remember, they also lose a down on the grounding call. From the gun, Daniels. He's going to loft one deep left side here. Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. Picked off at the 17. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Andy Isabella was the intended target. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. Of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Oh, he's got a little daylight. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. A big play there out of Cook. 46 yards. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. A 10th carry in the game for Cook. So quick on the spin.
He's spinning, man.
5 yards on the carry there, and it leaves him with 3rd and about 6 yards to go.
Ready. 60 or.
Big stop, G. Big stop. Let's go.
Now.
3rd down, Dalvin Cook. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. 3 yards won't be enough here as that'll bring up 4th down.
Now, that was a big-time play by the defense. They as well knew where the first down line was, and they didn't let them get anywhere near it.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. And a big loss here as he's taken down.